Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are reviewing the GEME Smart 19L Electric Composter. I've looked through the internet, watched user demos, read owner feedback, and dug into product details so you get my honest take on whether this device is something you should buy or just another gadget with big claims. Don't forget to hit the link below for the best price. Right from the start, what really caught my attention online is that this isn't your typical dehydrator-style composter that just dries food scraps into brittle crumbs. The GEME Smart claims to produce actual compost, meaning organic material that's broken down into something soil-ready. Not just dried leftovers you still have to deal with. In the world of kitchen composting, that's a meaningful distinction because real compost can go straight into your garden, potted plants, or green waste bin, reducing trips to the outdoor bin and keeping things more eco-friendly. Another feature people keep talking about is the filter-free design. Most electric composters brag about odor filters, cartridges, or carbon replacements, which means an extra expense and maintenance task you have to remember. But owners online consistently mention that this GEME unit stays surprisingly odorless without ever needing a filter change. That's a huge win if you've ever tried indoor composting and been turned off by smells, especially in apartments or small kitchens. The secret seems to be its controlled aerobic composting process, which breaks down food waste efficiently while locking in odors, and from the videos and testimonials I looked at, this really does seem to work better than many filter-based models. The 19-liter capacity also hits a sweet spot for a lot of households. It's large enough to handle daily kitchen scraps, veggie peels, fruit cores, eggshells, coffee grounds, and more, without needing to empty constantly, but it isn't so bulky that it dominates your countertop or kitchen setup. Users online like that they can just toss scraps in throughout the week without worrying about overflowing buckets or daily trips to an outdoor bin. And speaking of that, one of the standout features here is the ability to add waste anytime without shutting the system down. Some composters force you to wait until a cycle completes before adding more, but this one lets you just keep feeding it, which feels more natural for real kitchen use. Noise level makes a big difference too, especially if this thing lives near your breakfast bar or kitchen counter. People in user videos emphasize how quiet it is, almost like a gentle hum rather than a blender or garbage disposal, which means you can run it while cooking, cleaning, or entertaining without feeling like your kitchen has turned into a workshop. Real-world feedback also points out that the finished compost coming out of this machine is actually usable. Instead of fragmented leftovers that need further processing, many owners show dark, crumbly, earthy material that goes straight into plants or garden soil. That's one of those achievements that sounds small until you see it in practice, and after watching several demos and before-after videos, the results look genuinely like compost rather than dried scraps. Of course, nothing is perfect. A few people online note that this kind of indoor system still requires occasional cleaning, and if you overload it with too much citrus or very fibrous scraps all at once, it can take a bit longer to finish cycles. But those aren't deal breakers, especially when the machine does most of the work for you and keeps odors at bay. So here's my honest take. If you're someone who cares about reducing kitchen waste, wants a composting solution that's easy and odor-free indoors, and wants real compost instead of just dehydrated leftovers, the GEME Smart 19L Electric Composter feels like a thoughtful and practical machine rather than a gimmick. It's designed for everyday life, not just occasional use, and the convenience of adding waste anytime without filter maintenance is a real plus. Should you buy it? If your goal is a cleaner, quieter, more effective indoor composting experience that actually produces usable compost without constant fuss, then yes, the GEME Smart Electric Composter is absolutely worth considering. It takes the headache out of traditional composting and turns kitchen scraps into something genuinely useful, and that's something I think a lot of people will appreciate in their daily routine.